So crane platters. This is my interpretation of the origami myth, but instead of folding 1,000 cranes, I'm carving them into individual platters. I'm doing installation at the Goka downtown next to Nosh, and it's going to be 1,000 wall platters with cranes carved into each one. So in order to do this show, I can't afford to make 1,000 pieces and just set them up for people to see. I'm doing it as a pre-sold show. For $40, you get a platter, but you don't know which one. We're going to have a random drawing. So there's a bit of trust on both our parts. I'm trusting that you're not going to let me go bust trying to do this show, and you're trusting that you're going to get a quality piece out of the show. Here's a sample of some of the platters that are going to be in the show. So I am a product of Fountain Valley High School. When we moved to town, I started there as a sophomore, and I just fell in love with pottery. In fact, they couldn't get me out of the studio. We had an orientation week, and the first day I was there, we had an afternoon free, and I asked if I could try. I was pretty much hooked the minute I sat down at the wheel. The artist narrative is kind of an interesting one because for the longest time, I've been selling down to Santa Fe and Taos, where I had it very easy in that I made pieces, drove them down there, dropped them off, got a check, came home. Didn't have to worry about talking to anybody about the pieces, explaining the pieces. People were buying them for their window dressing, for whatever they wanted, but the pieces spoke enough for themselves that I didn't really have to speak that much to what I was doing. This show is a little different because, as you can see, these are high fire platters that will be useful for any kind of microwave oven, dishwasher safe, anything like that. But individually, they don't stand out as much as they do as a group. So this is a case where the sum is much greater than its parts. And in order to make this show, I have to come to the public. Well, first, before even throwing, I make the clay, because this is all out of recycled clay. And in order to make this clay, I actually go to the local sand company and get the local sand in order to make the clay that is going to make the platters. And then when I throw the platters, put them aside, have to dry them very carefully so that they don't crack. There's a lot of loss involved with platter. And then I take a fettling knife. I've been using the same clay knife for all these so far. We'll see how long it lasts. But I use that to carve each image. And then, except in this case, where I'm actually putting a raised slit on the plate to put the glaze over that falls over the slip. In these images, I'm carving an image with the knife and then filling the line with glaze, a little squirt bottle with a metal straw on it and a squirt bottle. And that's the way I get this effect. The last one I did was that I've numbered was 175. I have another 16 that is through last night, and I'm mixing clay right now, and I'll have hopefully another 16 or 20 that I'll do today. The idea behind that is that if you fold 1,000 origami cranes, then you get a wish. So this is my interpretation where my wish is to see an installation of 1,000 platters. I hope I'm not aiming too high.